Los Santos is the first city you visit in the game. It's also probably the most detailed. It's got everything from wealthy mansions to crime-filled poorer neighborhoods and the middle-class suburbs in between. But what I'm here to find out is, where's the best place to live as a civilian? I'm going to break down every district from the lower east side of the map to the higher west side, and we'll access quality of life, cost of living, and overall safety of those areas. Also, I'm gonna be basing this on the time CJ first showed up, so yeah, it's gonna be filled with a lot of gang violence and corrupt cops. And if this video does well, I won't just stop at Los Santos. I'll go over all the major cities and counties in the map, and we'll probably move on to other cities in the franchise. So let's get into it. Starting off with East Los Santos, the worst part of the city. First up, East Beach. Now at first glance, East Beach seems like the best place for the average person to stay on the east side. With a beautiful view of the ocean, lots of stores, and it's home to the Sprunk factory, so finding a job nearby shouldn't be too hard. There are also lots of available apartments. It seems perfect if it wasn't crawling with the Vagos gang. And I mean this, they're everywhere. Then there's the drug dealing that happens here. You could just leave your apartment and get robbed by a gang member, or have a bad encounter with a crackhead. Yeah, it really takes away the beauty from this place. Yeah, it's all pass. Just down the road is Playa de Seville. Now this place is very much similar to East Beach, but it's just a lot less nice to look at. It's home to the Seville Boulevard families, so expect frequent gang fights between them and the Vagos. And on top of that, it's also right in line of the industrial district, so expect more pollution than usual here. But on the upside, it's right in front of a beach. I mean, not a nice beach, but a beach. Yeah, you wouldn't catch me living here. And if you thought that place was bad, let me introduce you to Willowfield. Now, Willowfield is the slum of slums. A lot of it is in major disrepair and is directly in front of the major factories, so even more pollution than Playa de Seville. On top of that, it's Ball's turf, so expect all the problems of the previous place and more. At least housing is cheap, for obvious reasons. Up next is Gangton. Here is mostly an improvement since it's the main home of the grocery families. Definitely an upgrade since they're less likely to rob people living around them. There's also conveniences like a nearby bingo, a gym, and the 10 green bottles if you're looking to relax. But never forget, it's still a hot spot for gang battles because of how much Sweet has destroyed the families. So overall it's pretty okay, but it's definitely not advisable to live here, like at all. And now, East Los Santos. Ignoring the fact this is Bowel's turf, so still lots of gang violence, but that's kinda unavoidable at this point. East Los Santos is pretty okay. Yeah, lots of stores to work in, a car wash, a cinema, hell, even a nearby Clucking Bell. You wouldn't really need to leave here to get anything. Granted, it still has its homelessness problem and is big home to Smoke's crack factory. If you're willing to deal with all that, it's a pretty okay contender. Too bad I have higher standards. Not too far off is Los Flores, another good place to live. But again, it's Ball's territory. But we're beginning to ignore that at this point. It has a pretty nice view if you get one of the apartments facing the ocean. Lots of shops. This city has a lot of shops, now that I come to think of it. Yeah, so definitely pretty decent place, ignoring the ballas. But there's still much better. Just up north is Los Colinas. I would have just written off this place if it weren't for the cool architecture, but I don't think that's enough reason to live here. All the homes look like they were slapped together in 5 days, and it's still filled with the boggles. I'm not getting shot because I thought terracotta tiles looked cool. So yet again, another pass. Luckily, just a block away is Jefferson, which is honestly a relatively good neighborhood. Has all the usual necessities and even has a hotel. But again, balls. I believe that answers the question. Glen Park. Nope. This is hell on earth. No, not doing this. Definitely not doing this. Now look to your left is Idlewood, which is pretty much the same story as all the other districts we've covered so far. So nothing of real value to note here, except maybe the nightclub and the pizza stack with the trigger happy cashier. And now we have the last stop on East LS, which is El Corona. Downtown Los Santos. Here's where things genuinely start looking up. With tall skyscrapers and, well, more skyscrapers, here's where you get introduced tax evasion and your capitalist gods. Also what we call organized crime. Luckily, all you have to do is keep your nose out of it. If you can afford one of the apartments here, lucky you, maybe it's worth it. Just remember, if you piss off the wrong Russian, you might become a new attachment to the pavement from the 85th floor. Luckily we're broke, so we have a reason to not live here. A couple of blocks away from downtown is Temple, which in my opinion is the best place for someone like a tourist. It has easy access to Vinyl Boulevard, the Walk of Fame. You can also visit Vinewood Hills and the various studios there. Literally, it's the best place to rent an apartment and explore the city to your heart's content. It's still mostly in gang territory, but again, luckily it's the families. Like I said, this is definitely a good contender, but not quite it. Verona Beach, the second best beach in the game. Here's where the people come to hang out, work out, shop, look at hot women, and eat trashy food. It's beautiful, has its own pier, although most homes around it are probably really expensive. It's still mostly not kinda worth it. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this is heavy land for Ballast territory. So we're just avoiding anywhere where gang control is really tight. Now, this part of Los Santos, mainly, and I mean mainly, is for the rich people. And to show you that, we'll start with our first district, Mulholland. Here's where my dog's home is. And by a quick look at the buildings and the type of cars that pass through here, from the 60-year-old man in a midlife crisis flaunting his newly imported cheetah, to the gold digger who's driving her third Chester, you already know you don't belong. Hell, the average home here would cost as much as the average home in modern day. And that's without adjusting for inflation. This is a place for all the violent actors, producers, musicians. It's a definition of grand. All we're going to do is take a look and drive by, because we're not even close to ever affording to live here. And just down the road is an even grander Mulholland, Richmond. If Mulholland was a place for all the celebrities, this is a place for all the politicians who had a habit of dipping their hands into city funds to get a little something for themselves. A lot of the homes here are probably just second homes for them. A lot of them have pools and cleaners working in a place that the owner only visits twice a year. Best chance of us living here is by getting a sugar mommy and a kind of suck woman. So we're gonna keep driving. Now, Rodeo is still in the league of Richmond and Mulholland, but here is mostly where people who live in those areas come to shop. The only main place of residence is the super expensive hotels, and speaking of expensive, I think we should just start going. Besides, who needs to live in a place where a full set of clothes costs someone's rent? Okay, I think this is it. Santa Maria Beach. Beautiful views, lots of sand, tons of activities. Alright, it's also expensive. Okay, I think I was forgetting. Yeah. The marina. Also expensive. Well, you have to go for the next best thing. The true best place to live in San Andreas. Easy access to all necessities, no gang violence, less police brutality if you're white and on a good day. It's Market. Yes, Market. I know this is kind of a weird pick, but it's realistically the most affordable place for anyone to live in Los Santos and still have access to all the important things of the average American. Food, water, healthcare. I'm kidding, guns, some other guns and more guns. Remember East Beach? Market is what East Beach wishes it could be. We'll take it. The true best place to live in Los Santos. Smack down in the center of the city. Easy access to the mall, market, train station, the beach, and just about any other district. If you think that there's another district that should take this win, write your opinion down in the comments. And if you're wondering why I didn't mention districts like Commerce, Little Mexico, Verdant Bluffs, and Vinewood, I hate to break it to you, but unless you're fine living in a cardboard box, there are no homes there, bro. So, thanks for watching. You can hit all the necessary buttons if you want, and check out my other San Andreas content. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is